දශක එකහමාරක පමණ අකණ්ඩ විශ්වාසදායක පාරිභෝගික සේවයක් සහිතව වෙළඳපොළ පුරෝගාමීත්වය සහ ප්‍රමුඛත්වය හොබවන නූතන අධිතාක්ෂණික යුගයේ අතඹුලක්සේ ලෝකව්‍යාප්ත ශ්‍රී ලාංකික උරුමය ඇති අන්තර්ජාතික ඉලෙක්ට්‍රොනික් වාණිජ බෙදාහැරීමේ ජාලය වන kaproka.com නිර්මාතෘවරයා වන්නේ නව්‍යෝත්පාදනයෙහි අසම සමනිපුණයෙකු වන Dulith Herath නම් වූ තරුණ විවසායක නිර්මාණශීලී චින්තකයාය.
Hi everyone, we are PIM MBA 2019-20 batch and representing subgroup B5. Today we are going to interview one of successful business leader who is Mr. Dulith Herath. Mr. Dulith Herath is a Sri Lankan entrepreneur. He is the co-founder and chairperson of the Sri Lankan largest e-commerce platform, which is kaproka.com. At the same time, he is the co-founder of Grasshoppers Private Limited, which provides logistics to small enterprises in Sri Lanka. He is awarded number of honors on his excellence. According to his words, his success based on be in love with your area, reward with no attachments, climb one mountain at a time, maintain financial discipline, don't miss the bus on the e-commerce, have courage to give up, don't procrastinate, listen to people, give your time to others, give up your ego. That is the way he described his successfulness of his career journey. So let's move to what he said to us.
Question.
So how do the school time, during the school, which type of a kid?
Be specific. You can't hold about school time come on one again.
Does the school have play a major role in your
Right.
career, your
Yeah,
entrepreneurial life?
It's
or
like
something?
this, right? Now, when you guys came in here, you were very nervous to walk in here, kind of thing. But after you spoke to me, I got up. I am with you. I'm like one of you, right? I created that relaxation moment. So that is the culture that I've been doing from childhood. Okay, I relax things. Right? You feel that you knew me for a long time. I get into the people like that, and I it's really breaking the ice. Imagine if I was also like this, staying like this, no, I'm not the co-founder, only founder. You would have been even more nervous, right? So that's my culture, that which I did from childhood. And when you're asking questions like, what was your childhood, and like stuff like that, you can find on the internet, right? If you read about any of my articles, there's a lot of content out there. You can find those. These are too common, right? So I think right now, if you can just think of questions that just comes to you, like about what is different about me, and what is like, don't ask things like what is the history of Kaproka, like when did Kaproka start. Those kind of questions you can find online, right? So best you find out, like, have a friendly chat. If you are meeting a friend, if you are my friend, and after a long time you are meeting me, what do you like, what is your day like, and stuff like that. So let's have a friendly chat like that. Don't you think that will be more useful? Right?
Yes.
Okay, good. We can capture that long. Part of the whole interview process. So, anybody?
So, okay, now you have started Kaproka from like you at the initial stage, they are like 0 employee, then like now you have 500 plus employees. So the attitudes of those employees at that time and the current employees are like
It changes.
It changes.
Right,
So,
right.
but throughout these years, you have maintained a very satisfactory organizational culture. So how do you do that? Like,
Okay, so good question, and that's exactly, I think, somewhat I answered you now. What I create is I become part of it. Right? I remember when I started the company, there was only one employee, me. Right? And then I hired the first guy. Then it became a people of 2. And then it became 10, then it became 20, then it became, I don't know, maybe 700. And then we scaled it down to 500, make 300 self-running, like they became like Uber, they are self-employed. So we will say, Mali, would you like to buy this? And a package where you can actually make more money, but you actually lease this van from us. So we create business models like that. So our total employment overhead is reduced, but more people are happy. So it really grew like that, and it takes time. You know, at the beginning, I had to do things myself. I would code myself. I would, get involved in deliveries myself. I would be taking the photographs myself, and I find somebody else to do it, and then they find other people to do it, and then I become more of like, okay, who is the best person to do this kind of thing. So if I want to, open a hub in Kandy, now I know the guy in Kapuka to talk to. Right? Earlier I would have to go and do it. So as companies grow bigger, the leader becomes able to find who's good at doing this. Now if I know this Malli is really good at, let's say, running our Valentine's campaign, I would tell you, okay, do it. And I believe in you. Right? I don't have to then micromanage. Sometimes I have to. If you are not doing a good job, I will step in and figure it out. But that's the culture. That's how companies are built. No, she's so scared to ask questions. I'm the one who asks dumb questions. No, that is nothing called dumb questions. You can keep trying. Anything that comes to your mind. No, I mean, you must have had a plan also, so it's cool.
So,
No, you ask. I'll get you out of your show.
so actually, we want to ask about your school times. Because you are a royalist. How that impact on your career growth and other experience and other sort of things.
That's the thing, though, when you ask a very wide question like how was your school time, it's hard to give a sharp answer. It's almost like when my son comes home, I'm like, how was school? Like, school's there. Right? What do you want me to say?
What are the important learning in the school times?
It's really, school really did not play a major role in creating this entrepreneur. Okay? It did, very small when you are going to, let's say, Royal College, you are out of it after O-levels and A-levels. That's not the time really this entrepreneur DNA started boiling after maybe A-levels in the university times, right? But if you look at the school times, what I saw from childhood was that I would not do sports, I would not do any other extracurricular activity except just I'm always in the computer lab. I was a total geek. Right? I mean, I've never touched a cricket bat in my whole life. Gone to Royal College, no sports, zero. Right? Super boring. And was a total geek. So it was my school time. I mean, if you ask all my friends, like, do you remember me? Yeah, they'll remember me like the geek of the school. So that's the picture.
In university life, Kentucky.
So university, so once I got into uni, it was more about robotics. And then I got into e-commerce. Then I saw this opportunity of Sri Lanka lacking entrepreneurship, and that's when I saw like, okay, if I'm starting a company, it has to be Sri Lanka, because if I'm starting it in another country like the US or Bangladesh or India, etc., it would have been much more competitive. Right? So in Sri Lanka, it's like I always tell, it's like a blank sheet, right? So it's like if you get a blank sheet, it's much easier to write stuff than if there is already scribbles on it. So it's starting a company in UK or Germany or etc. It's very difficult to do because there's 100 other people doing the same kind of thing. So I saw that opportunity in Sri Lanka, so moved back here. Thanks to that, during the US university life, I saw e-commerce rising in front of me. I saw Amazon rising up. I saw eBay rising up. So it was very obvious to me that this e-commerce tsunami is going to come to the South Asian countries. I didn't need to guess that. It was obvious, right? So the university life there helped me to really have the visibility to the e-commerce in the US.
And what is the initial point you think about your entrepreneurial life? And
Initial point, explain a bit what is
making
you asking that question?
How did you understand you have an entrepreneur in your life?
No, I didn't even know the meaning of the word until I was doing my A-levels. I could hardly speak.
No, I mean,
I don't think I can still spell.
It's not mean the managerial way, entrepreneurial, but in something.
So what I understood more and more as I go is what you experienced today here when you came in. How I solved this problem, you guys are all over the place, and I became part of you. And I was like that from childhood. Even when I was about 11 years old, I had created this team called Biscuits in school. and they had to come to my meetings. They had to wear a tag with them, and I would not take them coming to my meetings without the tag. Then I would give them projects to do. I would monitor them without knowing anything about entrepreneurship, nothing like that. So I think there are two types of entrepreneurs. There is entrepreneurship that you can actually learn and improve and become that, or you may have it in your blood. It's like a singer. I mean, I might be playing the flute when I was 4 years, right? If that's in your blood. And there might be a guy who professionally managed to learn it and also perform and create hits. Right? So these are the two streams, and I belong to the one. I think I knew it from childhood. It was in me. Right?
Organizations like have their own ups and downs, so you have to keep motivating yourself and as well as your employees. So as a leader, how do you like encourage or motivate your employees when the things are not going so well?
Right. So I think I try to. So it's like a deposit and a withdrawal thing, right? And I. So if you think that I believe in you, and let's say you have weaknesses also. If I only talk about your weaknesses, right, I'm only withdrawing things from you. You become weaker and you will eventually crash. But if I find something good about you, and if I talk to you in the morning and compliment you a little bit, not fake, I actually genuinely like to believe something good about you, and that is a deposit into you, right? Then in the evening I can do it too. Otherwise you'll go bankrupt. And I lose you, you lose us, and it goes anyway. That's why now I did a withdrawal from you, right? Now she's all crashed, right? So I said your questions are not good, right? And then only now she is not performing anymore. See what happened? And she was the one who was supposed to ask questions today. Now she's gone silent. That's because I just did a withdrawal. I did not do a deposit. So that's the way that I actually work with people. I always try to find positive parts about them and talk about it, and then they blossom. And then I give a lot of chances to people. After one point I give up completely, but until then I give a lot of chances. There are people who work with me who have stolen from companies, who has done lots of misdemeanor things, but I still continue with them. So that's a method I use to uplift the culture.
And
You want to try?
What are the main characteristics which should be there?
In a leader,
Yeah. As you see.
one of the main things I have, I think, is I try to listen a lot. And when I say listen, now I closed my laptop the moment you came in this room. Right? I turn my phone away, and I give you my time. I give you half an hour. I'm not going to be like texting like this and doing two different things. I will give you my half an hour, and I expect you to give me your half an hour. So that's a one major characteristic. I see this not being done properly in a lot of places I go to, and people are distracted and they're looking at phones. They're not giving me right to work. Even if you walk into a meeting with me, I don't allow anybody to keep a laptop open. Right? You see most these board meetings, etc. These guys are so busy. Why are you in the meeting? Right? So you have to close it eye to eye like this real human believes. But then the meetings are short. After that you can go and do your work. Don't try to work and be like remotely present here. I can't. It bothers me. So that's another characteristic I have. And third one I think is I'm very hardworking. I work 18 hours. Even last night I worked till 3 o'clock in the morning. So I gone through coffee, right? So that's my food. That's why I started Java launch, right? So at least I get my coffee free. So and it's by example, right? So all these employees see bosses working hard, right? Like till 3 o'clock in the morning, and it automatically they also join the team. And just be very open and very open about my feelings. If I don't like you, I tell you, and you can say, why don't you like me? Then you have a conversation like that than being very gupta in it. You can see me. I'm very transparent. I'm talking from my heart, right? And one more thing is it's very hard to annoy me, right? Imagine you didn't show up today and you will come after 1 hour. I'm not going to be so crazy on you. Like give me for time, otherwise I'm never going to see you again. I'll be very flexible. We are in Sri Lanka, and even traffic will not annoy me. is you try to upset me, it's very, very difficult to upset me. Right? Huh? Not cool can like it's very hard. I always look at the positive side. Even if you tell me the Kapoor is on fire, I'll be like, okay, check the insurance policy. You might be doing it's like something like that. So, one second, yes. There's one more. Okay, there's a seat for you. Yes. What's your name then?
I'm Pumi.
Pumi.
Yes.
Okay, so Pumi is here. All right. So, any more questions? So she did a deposit and a withdrawal, now it's 0.
So, the name Kapruka,
Yeah.
how did it come to, other than go for the trendy Western name or?
No, so I wanted a name. Name doesn't. Okay, so name had to give freedom to do what you want in e-commerce. I mean, if you say eBay, you can do whatever you want. If you say Amazon, you can say whatever you want. But if you say cars.com, okay, or apartments.com, you can only do that. So I wanted a freedom name. Second is I wanted a name that will give me the spelling issue. Like Kapruka, you cannot misspell. You try hard, you cannot misspell Kapruka or Pocha Tracker. I wanted it to be very easy to spell. And then like even names like Uber, right? It's very easy to, you cannot misspell. And plus it really it had that the 7 letters, and it sounds like you can even tell a foreigner Kapruka and he will get that in your head. It's sticky, right? It's not like a very difficult Sri Lankan word that it's hard to brand, right? So it had all those characters and it had a personality, no? It's a Kapruka, there's like a worship feeling, and there's some personality in that name that it really helped. I'm so happy, I picked that name then. Anything else? There are some other names like in Sri Lanka, like for example, let's say Janashakti, right? It really means that it's an insurance company, Janashakti, right? But it really, because of that word Shakti, it really gets into your heart and it becomes a brand, right? So that's so much better than saying ABC Insurance, right? So,
And normally, so how do you create creative thinking in your organization? Because it's important in
how
e-commerce
to
business.
get ideas?
Yes.
I think it's that culture I create. No, if I'm a listener, and if I'm very, so people are not scared to come and give me an idea, because I will very openly say what I think about it. And they say, "Are you man?" And they'll go without feeling bad about it. Like, okay, let me think again. Without, if I say, okay, let me think about it and come back, then they don't know I'm thinking something or saying something else. I give open feedback, and I'm also very open to listen. They may come back in 1 hour again and say, look, I have another idea. Because of that relaxed setup I create. It's so important to be like really yourself and in a setup where 2 people are talking. So that open channel, keeping that open channel in a real, very open way, so people accept me. The team is always, they'll send me jokes directly, and if you see our, I don't know if I had a copy of it. Yeah, so this is my annual magazine, right? So see how much fun we make of our employees, right? So this guy is Hulk, and he's a right joke. This is like a very thin guy with a big body on him. So this is like this is the genie here. Like he can do anything in Kapruka. He's like he's the facilities manager basically. If I tell him, okay, close this road, he will find some way to close this road. So he's the genie of Kapruka. So we are very relaxed about that. And they make fun of me. I want the best hairstyle of the world. Yes. So it's a very relaxed setup here. So it's very easy for new ideas to publish that. Yeah. So they never even asked for permission. We didn't even see drafts of this. It was just printed and given to us. So it could have been anything.
What do you think about this young generation? Do they have entrepreneurial skills? Do you think, or do you see this?
Of course they do. They have entrepreneurial skills, but I think they are more short-term oriented now. I mean, if you ask Gen Y, Gen Z guy about your 2-year plan, they don't have that. They are more like 6 months, next year, very short-term kind of thing. And they are into multiple jobs. And I also feel they are less loyal to companies now, the younger generation. They are not looking for 5-year careers in one place. looking for a 6 months opportunity. Next 6 months I'm going to do something else. And I think we need to adopt that then to say, pay rights and need to be flexible on that. And I know some people here are doing second jobs. And I used to be very tough on that earlier, but now I understand I can't be tough anymore. They need, some guys are having Uber accounts, they would on the way back, they will be doing Ubers. And they can't even get up because they've been working Uber till 2 a.m. in the morning. But I'm becoming more flexible for things like that.
Is that because Sri Lanka is way behind other countries when it comes to innovation and innovative?
No, this is all over the place. It's like that. This new generation, and they are looking for gig jobs. They are looking for, and they are no longer looking for. I want to work for a blue chip company. I want to work for this brand. They're okay to work with small companies because they're short term, right? 6 months, 1 year, kind of. I'm talking about like very very young guys.
Did you have any kind of role model or a mentor, sort of a figure?
No, I pick things from different people. So like from Richard Branson, I'll pick one thing. From Elon Musk, I'll pick one thing. There's nobody that I think like, okay, he's like 80% of my matter comes from. Hey, mechanic, I don't have.
So,
No, yeah, time. You can since we messed up the first 10 minutes, you can go a little longer.
Any strong lessons the life has taught you, like anything?
Lessons, okay. One is that whatever the new projects, so we have 7 companies that we started. Kaput is only one. Whatever I get into, I try to do a proper pilot before I scale it up. Right. So if you take suppose we've done a pilot for more than 6 months, just tried it in few cities, learned a lot from it. Even though how confident I was about the whole model, we spent quite a bit of time testing these things, and that's something that I keep going at. But regrets or anything like that is very hard to really. I don't have any. If I had to play my life again from the beginning, I'm honestly telling you that I don't think there's anything that I'll change. I'll do the same way.
And normally you are a personal support for the young generation. Recently we saw the support the University of California for the face mask.
Yeah.
How that important to you and for the leader?
So it's like after you reach a certain level in your company, I really like to believe in the next generation. Right? I need to step out and believe in the next generation. So that's what I like to do. Whenever I see young kids like you come up with an idea and everything, I look at you like a newer model of me, who are better than me, and then believe in that. And that's what I think even governments etc. don't properly do, because and not governments. We look at large companies. Look at the board, like 65-year-olds taking that whole board, right? But they need to step out and then put new people in there, and the company can move. And that's what I'm doing. I love to support these younger guys, because even though I really try to believe in the ideas. Like now when this guy came with this the mask thing, typical CEO you would think, this is available for this much, this is not certified, this is blah blah blah, right? But I really try to believe it, look at it from his side, and believed in it. Now he has got an order for 1 million masks he can't produce. We had to decline that order. So we gave him, we generated 1,000 orders almost the next day, right? And now he can't produce. He's struggling hard, but he has taken time off his university, and anyway, so it's because I believed in how it worked, right? Anyway, he can't even produce the demand. So that's the answer to the believing in the next generation.
So when you are doing marketing campaign for the company
.com.
most of the time we are using YouTubers like Vasti. Most of the time you are using Vasti. Then and also Rakta also. Why both YouTube channels are?
No. So the largest YouTube channel in Sri Lanka is Vasti. Right?
Yes, but most of people are blaming on them.
No, I don't care. So that's the risk that CEOs need to take. if they have such a great part, actually we really helped Vasti from the beginning. We are the first to give them a commercial land, right?
Yeah.
And now they get ads every month. So we created that industry, and so we don't stop from Ratta. We actually go down all the way to what now, down to about the Lochi will be on the next commercial that's coming up, and then Janai Priya to all those guys, even in Polka Road that we may be using. Right?
Why don't you use advertise TVC campaigns and like?
No, the thing is the amount of attention that we can get compared to the money that we spend is so much higher when we work with YouTuber. And these guys like Vasti, etc., they are part of the company. They are like, sitting here, meeting, coming to our parties, and you would have seen this award ceremony here.
Yeah.
So they are really, we've gelled with them so much that they are like, they protect our brand, right? So imagine if like some bad press article goes out for Kapruga, all these guys will say, no way, I know this Kapruga so well, the voice is so much more. If I go with TVCs, etc., so you write them the check, and after that I don't even have a number to call them.
Yes.
Right? And so then these are, so this, from Vasti, etc., I have a different audience that I reach. From Ratta, a different audience.
Because
From
of the target audience of because of the target audience. That you
Yeah,
have
so if I want to reach the I mean, they are believers. I mean, when you have 600,000 subscribers, right? You can't say
Yes.
something's bad, right? You are subscribing because you like the content. So it's also our customer base is mostly 24 to 35 years. So no point worrying about the 50-year-old guy who's not happy about Vasti.
Well, what are the values behind this organization?
So that's a very textbook question.
I mean,
Yeah.
not the value mentioned in the mission or something,
Right.
but in real life.
So those values change almost on a monthly basis, right? But core value is that I want everybody to be happy and smiling, from the secretary all the way up to the CEO here. It should be working in a very and if you do this deposit withdrawal thing, you immediately become that. Right? The most valuable thing is the employees needs to be happy. Actually, I put my employees before customers. Customers come second.
Yes.
So now you have zero.
I'm okay. Last question.
Okay, now you have initiated Kapruka first, then Grasshoppers, then you have that cross-border,
Yeah.
Kapruka cross-border. So
Right.
you have diversified your organization. So that's kind of a risk you have taken.
No, that is de-risking. Because if you put all your eggs in a one basket,
If something.
something goes wrong, you lose everything.
But
So
when you are going like globally, things are different. So how did you manage all those risks, and how did you change the organization to?
so none of these things we went big time, right? We start everything in a small way. So this cross-border thing we started last year with just 30 orders a month, and we are doing 3,000 orders a month, right? So it scales up, and then we see the demand and we scale it up that way. But I always call it like the cup because the root is strong, but we need, for the tree to not fall apart, we need to have more crossroads. So actually underground is Kapruka is very strong. That is why Grasshoppers was built. So we see how what's happening in all e-commerce companies in Sri Lanka. And so up there you will only see the big tree, but underneath it the roots are what I'm building. Right? If one root fails, the other root will still keep the tree strong. Okay?
On a final note, what would be like if you get a chance to give advice to
Do what I did to you today when you walked in this room. Right? You really keep your egos away, be part of the team, and just fix it. Now imagine if I had continued that dry setup where you were standing here, you are here, and I'm just giving you. The experience is very different, right? You are walking here happy. You actually got to experience it because of something happened today. So that is a nice setup, because that is the biggest learning I think you got from here today. All right, guys. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. You know Manju, right? Are you from Manju?